Welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and today we're going to do a follow-up to a previous episode.
Right.
Yeah. So we have already done the Penelope, the regular 4-grain bourbon that they have, which is 80-something proof, 84, something. They also released a barrel proof.
Ramp it up a little bit.
Yeah, so now we're going into the 116 proof range.
Big jump.
Yeah, and probably necessary because I think when we reviewed it, we realized we kind of stated it. Everything was a little too muted. Everything was watered down. The notes just weren't there. This is sourced.
Yeah, it's MGP.
Yep, it's fully MGP. It is somewhere in the 2 to 3 year old whiskey. So they do, I think they blend together two rye bourbons. So it's all bourbon, but
What's your age? What?
those are the three.
3 years.
And then there's a wheated bourbon that gets blended in, and that is 2 years old. So they can only state that they're at least 2 years old, but it is 4 grains. So you have your corn at 75%, wheat at 15%, rye at 7%, and malted barley at 3%. Really low for the malted barley.
Yep.
Usually it's like 5 to a little bit more. So a little weird.
It still smells sweet, but not heavy ethanol for being a 116.
No, it's not aggressively ethanol.
I'm guessing you're going to get it on the palate, though.
I gotta assume there's gotta be a heat someplace in this, but no, it more just tastes like, or smells sweeter. There's a little sharpness to the nose. Yeah. There's a sweet. There's a little spice. I don't know if that's from the barrel.
I don't get a lot of the heat.
No, I wouldn't get heat. No, yeah, I would agree.
I think it's pretty good, though.
Yeah, I think it's definitely better than the regular.
Yeah.
Because the regular it's too watered down.
Yeah, but our comment was it needed to be bumped up in the 90s.
Yeah, if that was in the 90s, that'd be a solid baseline. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
I've got definitely caramel towards the end. There's a little bit of a spice, which could be the barrel. They do a pretty heavy char on the barrel, like a 4 char. So I think that's out of 5. I think you could do out of a total of 5. So this is a 4 char, and then the head is a 2 char. So it's pretty charred on the outsides, and you kind of pick that up a little bit. A little bit of maybe a smoke, just like a little burnt note in there.
Ooh, that second sip, man, it was super sweet on the front of the tongue. And then I got the pepper from the rye.
Like a pepper or something. Yeah, but that's not a lot of rye to be pulling off a pepper.
I mean, there was a little bit of a burn, but not like I was going to. What I was expecting.
No, not for 116. It drinks pretty smooth. It drinks there's not a bite from the ethanol. That's the way to say that. Yeah, there's not a bite from the ethanol. The bite seems to be, it does kind of lean towards a rye, but I can't see it being the rye, so I'm going to say it was the barrel, but what do I don't know. I don't know which way that is.
You're always pretty quick to pick out that rye note.
Yeah, and it's not, I don't feel like it's an aggressive rye note to me.
No, but I think that 75% corn and 15% wheat do a pretty good
wash
job.
It out. Wash out a lot of the rye notes.
Masking that.
We know it's sourced, MGP. We know they're based out of North Jersey, right? Wasn't it Breckenridge, New Jersey? No, that's Colorado. There's something in New Jersey, and I can't remember what, but they're headquartered out of New Jersey. They're sourcing it from Indiana. I think it's bottled in
Bardstown.
So probably 1792 would be my guess is who's bottling it, like doing the actual bottling of it, because they have the facilities.
Yep.
So, but I know they're headquartered out of Breckenridge. That sounds right.
I do remember the New Jersey.
Something
but I don't
like that.
remember
It's
the
North
city.
Jersey. It's like,
that's your neck of the woods.
It's North Jersey. I know that. Outside of that, yeah, it's It's a solid whiskey.
Relatively new.
Yeah, not around too long. I think 2018 is when they started up their company. Funny enough, so their regular baseline, which we thought was muted,
headed in the right direction, just too muted.
Their marketing is all about diet. That's the diet whiskey one.
Oh, that's right.
That's the one that's, it's under 100 calories per pour or something like that. They don't do that for this because it probably isn't. I mean, at that proof, there probably, I have to assume there's more alcohol per pour, so it's probably over 100. But they don't get into that for this one. This one is more about the proof, the body to it, which there's more. It's nice. It's got a nice body to it. It's got a nice proof to it. It's not overly...
It's definitely darker. Way darker.
This is a better release from them. It is a little bit more expensive. If I recall correctly, the Penelope is like low 40s. This is mid 50, 55. So this is more expensive.
But if you had to pick between the two, I would definitely
rather go this route.
I'd splurge.
Yeah, definitely. This is the better drink.
So I'm curious what they got something else coming out.
Well, they have a rosé finish.
Oh.
So they do have that, and then they have like a private select process but I'm not sure what you would, if they're sourcing it, what are you selecting? Confused about that part.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah. But the rosé...
Do you get to go and sample the barrels that they picked?
Maybe.
And then you...
but it has their name to it. Maybe like that, like the Highway 51 type thing where you pick, but you get to keep their label has to go on it. Maybe.
You don't have to go to Jersey.
You had to call.
You don't have to go to Jersey to do that.
You had to call. You had to call to do something with their private select thing, and I wasn't going to call them on that one because I don't want to. I didn't want to.
You don't want to go hand pick a source whiskey. You want to pick something that they actually distilled.
Yes.
I don't blame you there. I don't blame you there.
Though, if that got us a trip to MGP, maybe that'd be worthwhile.
That's still on the list for me. As much juice that comes out of that place, especially as much as we've
had a lot of it, and there's a lot more out there. So, yeah, I could definitely. It's still someplace. If we could figure out how to get in there, I think that would be something.
We know one person.
Yeah. I mean, overall, it's fine. Non-chill filter, higher proof. The flavor's better. It's more apparent. This is a better release from them. If you see it, $55 for 116. Yeah, it's probably about right. It's a little.
I think 45 to 50.
Yeah,
It's probably fall better in there, but
yeah, it's a little. It's definitely it's 2 to 3 year old bourbon. It's not super smooth. It's not overly.
No, but we've had ones that were that age that were
harsher.
Real.
Or
yep.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not harsh by any means.
Not harsh at all.
So they've done a pretty good job. We've said this before. Really wish it was aged just a little bit longer. If this were a 5 year, that'd be really nice.
Yep.
5 year at that proof, just everything kind of blending together a little bit nicer. That would be really good. This is pretty good.
So what would your ratio be? The rye at 4 year?
I don't know.
Do the
rye
the
aging
bourbon,
longer might mellow.
The wheated bourbon at a 5 year?
I don't know. The fact that I don't know. I'm not sure how that would work. I'd have to sample them and try them. I don't know if the rye would mellow. The higher rye bourbon would mellow out more with the aging. And if that's the case, that's the way I would blend it. I'd let that be the older and let the wheat be the younger. I think that's the way it would work. I would think that the rye this pepperiness and the youth that you get from rye would mellow out with more age. So I'd rather have that be the longer aged whiskey.
Okay.
That's my story.
Maybe that's what they're working on.
Maybe that's the next release is a 5 year.
Yeah.
I'd be down for trying it. Tell you that much. They're on the right path.
Penelope, if you're watching, please drop us a comment. Let us know what you're working on next.
Yeah. See if you can pull something off in the more of like the 5-ish year range. I think you're on the right path. This is a good release. I just think a little more age would be.
I would think
that would be the way to go.
A lot of these places, they've that experimental area. I would think that they're probably toying, messing around.
Well, that's the thing. You got to make money, so you release something that's a little bit younger, but you get to the place where, ooh, that's there, that's on that right path. I'm gonna set this aside, let it age.
Yep.
But I gotta make some money in the meantime, so I'm gonna sell some younger stuff. Yeah, I get it. It makes sense.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Well, if they're waiting, I mean, I think they did a pretty good job picking this one out.
Yeah, this is a good one.
I think the review of this one was better than the review of
the regular.
The regular.
Yeah, I would agree. Yes, we're way more on board with this flavor profile than the watered down version of the baseline.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, well, hopefully all of you out there agree with our review. Obviously, if you didn't, drop us. Please include a comment.
Yeah.
But again, as always, if you did like the review, we encourage you to hit the like button at the bottom of the screen.
While you're down there, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. Let us know what your thoughts are of Penelope, or just leave us a general comment of what you like, what you don't like, and a recommendation of something we should review.
Absolutely.
We'd appreciate it.
Well, thanks for watching. See you
Thanks
next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.